Howdy howdy, this is Crafty Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover round 1 results for the Night Thrasher and Cable arenas, then jump into some round 2 predictions. So first the results. So kind of as expected, Night Thrasher had some lower than normal new 4-star and 5-star featured champ results. When you look at starting first with the 5-star over on the left, you see that number came in at 43 million. And keep in mind the source of these numbers are through survey responses from the community, etc. So there have been some across the community, specifically in Reddit, that are reporting even lower than numbers in this. So the cutoff might actually even be a little bit lower than 43 million. But then we look at the 4-star feature, that came in at 10.3 million. And then the Cable 4-star basic came in at 1.67 million. And then lastly, the cutoff for the 3-star feature Night Thrasher was 1.38 million. Again, well, actually, for the 3-star feature number, that's kind of on par with what we've seen the latest and greatest new champs in the 3-star feature arena kind of land. But as far as the 4-star and 5-star feature, these numbers are lower than normal, but not significantly. I mean, I'd say the mean right now is closer to 50 million, and or the average. But then anything below that, you know, is probably lower than normal. But then there's some higher ends that are really pushing it up, like Aegon, like the 63, you know, 67, 68 million, that kind of stuff. So that's why the average is closer to 50. But really, we're seeing kind of things jump around that. So maybe there's almost like a low interest new champ and a high interest new champ, kind of like as we saw with Venom the Duck was kind of in these low ranges. Champion was kind of in between. But then we saw Aegon jump above kind of what that average line would be. So something to consider for future arenas. But anyway. And then Cable, I think, too, was on the kind of the lower end, kind of closer to that Abomination number than, well, kind of in between that Abomination and that Black Panther Civil War number. So anyway, when it comes to the actual comparison of these results to what I predicted, for the most part with Night Thrasher, I thought it'd be closer to the average, like 50 million versus on the lower end. So that's why I was kind of off on these. Within 10% of Cable, though, I didn't think it'd get higher to 1.8, so right at that 10% mark. So kind of on track with that one, but I did think Cable would be a little bit higher than that roughly 1.7 number. And then when it comes to the 1.3, that was right on there as well. So and when it comes to round 2, let's take a look at some trends so we can kind of get a sense of what to expect. So I took some of those other low interest, I guess, 4-star or 5-star feature champs and took a look. So Symbiote Supreme was right in the middle there between 41 and, well, not right in the middle. He was kind of below that average of 50, but then you can see in round 2 he jumped up to 51. Venom the Duck was real lower, 26 million, so that was like almost an old feature champ kind of number. And then he too did jump, but not a, well, I would say about the same amount, but not, you know, ultimately the absolute number was definitely lower since he was, since Venom the Duck had such a low first round cutoff. He did jump 10 million, but only to 36 million the second round. And then you look at the champion, who was under that kind of 50 million first round at 45, but then jumped up another 5 million to almost 50 million there at 49 million. So actually not 5 million exactly, but almost 5 million, more of a 4 million and some change jump kind of thing. So you can see that these champs that do have a lower first round cutoff than typical new champs in the 5-star feature arena, they do have a higher second round. Now when we take a look at the same kind of champs in the 4-star, they do have a decrease actually, starting first with Symbiote Supreme, he started at 13 million, then went down to 10. Venom the Duck was even lower than Night Thrasher's 10 million, came in at 9, went down to 8 million. Now we did see with the champion though, he did come in at 11 million the first round, but then go up a little bit, a couple 100,000 up to 12. So 2 out of 3 had a lower second round. So, you know, but the most recent example with the champion showed a slight increase. So no matter what we're looking at here, I mean, obviously Symbiote Supreme had a pretty significant drop, but the rest of them are kind of, you know, marginal decreases or increases based off of what champ we're talking about. Now with Cable, when we look at low interest champs, Nebula actually had a slight increase. Winter Soldier had an increase as well, but Hulkbuster actually had a decrease between round 1 and round 2, and who can blame the community for that one? And then obviously with the 3-star feature, there's not a lot, haven't been a lot of, now the good news is there has been more 3-star feature numbers coming across of late, especially for new champs, but I still have some of the old data here, but what we've seen even with the new champs kind of mirrors this, is that the first round is always higher than the second round cutoff. So considering all these trends, here are my thoughts for round 2 predictions. I think with Night Thrasher we will see an increase. We saw 43, so I'm going to go closer to that champion increase since he was in the 40s already and jumped up like 4 million. So I'm going to go 4 million jump with Night Thrasher to 47 million. I think with the second round, or yeah, 4-star feature, I do think it's going to be kind of like the champion again with the 4-star feature. That's a slight increase, marginal increase. So from that to 10 million and change to 11 million. Then with Cable, you know, we've seen that increase with Winter Soldier and Nebula. I think we'll see an increase here. So from that 1.68 and change to 1.8 million. And then for the second round, 3-star feature Night Thrasher, we can expect a decrease between round 1 and round 2. So I think that cutoff's going to come right around 1.2 million. Again, I try to get, and these predictions are for the veterans bracket, meaning your account's been open for over 61 days. I always like to give a kind of, because I think these cutoffs are going to land within 5 to 10%. I always like to kind of give a grind target just in case the numbers jump higher than expected. So if you really want to get that 5-star Night Thrasher, you need to probably go to 49, 50 million. If you want to make sure you get the 4-star, go to 12.5 million. If you want to make sure you get Cable, go to 1.9 million. If you want to make sure you get that 3-star Night Thrasher, go to 1.3 million. And again, these grind targets as well as predictions are for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, just not a ton of trend data out there to look at, so just kind of keep that in mind. These are just some rough ballpark numbers to consider based off of information from the community from time to time. The 3-star feature Night Thrasher in the beginners bracket, meaning you got a new account within 30 days, you're looking around 245,000. For the 4-star basic, you're looking around 1 million. And for the 4-star feature, you're looking at 1.1 million. For the intermediate bracket, the 3-star feature, looking around 525, with the 4-star basic at 900,000, and for the 4-star feature, 1.5 million. Anyway, these are my thoughts for the second round, and also my thoughts on the first round results. So would love to hear your thoughts, or if you have any questions, throw it on down in the comment section. We can definitely discuss them there. And if you like this video, would really appreciate you clicking that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.